We're in the age now where everybody drops bombs. Everybody's big. Everybody's huge. Everybody has a swing coach. Everybody has a swing doctor. Dude, I laid down a base hit bunt, ended up getting a walk-on spot at a D1 college because of that bunt. Rest is history. What if I told you that one of the smallest skills on the baseball field could have a monumental impact not only on your batting average, but on your career? If you're like me and you've ever struggled with bunting, playing small ball, or taking advantage of the free hits the infield gives you by playing back, then listen up. This is your base hit bunt blueprint. The stuff that I am going to talk to you guys about today is stuff that I've learned over almost a decade in professional baseball. Through my career, guys like Ichiro Suzuki, Carew, Dee Gordon, they've taught me how they've played the game. They've taught me how they went about doing bunting, sack bunts, base hit bunts, playing the game of small ball, what it does for you, how to utilize it, how to maximize it. Let's run through it right now, right off the bat. Let's talk about why bunting is important, what it does for you, and how to utilize it to the best of your ability. So right off the bat, why bunting is important is because it is easy. So getting base hits at any level is hard. Hitting is hard. Just sticking your bat out there and catching the baseball and touching it and letting it go straight down is a little bit easier than trying to put a ball in the gap at 95 miles an hour right off the bat. Whether the infield has no clue, whether they don't respect you, what you're capable of, or you catch them off guard, they could be free hits. That could help your average, that could help your career, and it could just make you more of a versatile player. So what base hit bunting can do for you, whether you are hot or whether you are cold, whether you're a leadoff hitter or a 9-hitter, whatever that is, it automatically opens holes up in the infield for you, okay? So we got a guy playing third base, right? Average depth. You lay down a base hit bunt in his face and you get to first base without a throw. That's not even a competitive play. You caught him napping. Where do you think he's going to play the next time that you are up at bat? He is going to be in. He is going to be down your throat. He is going to make sure he's going to take that away. Where does that open up a hole? That 6 hole, that 5.5 hole that Tony Gwynn always talked about, that is a little bit bigger now because that third baseman's in. That shortstop is going to remain at average depth, and that third baseman coming in makes that hole larger. Spray the hole, okay? You show and demonstrate your ability to lay down a base hit bunt. Holes start opening up for you in the infield. It is magic. It's beautiful. I can't wait for you guys to try it out, see it, and utilize it. Okay, again, why it's important. It is an automatic weapon for you to raise your batting average. If you are able to scrape out one base hit bunt a week, let's talk about this. Let's say you play 5 games a week, okay? Let's say you get 4 at-bats per game and you get 5 games per week. Maybe that's 20 at-bats, right? 5 times 4, that's 20, okay? Let's say you scrape out an extra base hit a week just because of your ability to lay down a base hit bunt, dude. What do you think that's going to do for you at the end of the year, okay? I was always told that the ability to lay down an extra base hit bunt a week can take you from a 275, a 280 hitter to a 300 hitter and beyond. Think about that. If you are able to add an extra base hit bunt a week, what does that do for your average? It is huge, okay? Let's talk about how it can help you get out of slumps. So you don't need to break out a base hit bunt when you're hot, when you're already 3 for 3. Ichiro Suzuki always said he wanted to break out a base hit bunt when he already secured a base hit. That's something that he told me. That's not something that I really processed in my head. I was always looking to potentially break out a base hit bunt at any point in time. I wasn't necessarily always the best at it. That's why I always had to be learning from these guys, always asking them questions. They had specific ways that they did it. One of the specific ways that I heard why these guys would break it out at crazy times, man, it helps you get out of slumps, okay? So let's say dude, there's a hole in your bat. You're striking out. You haven't gotten a hit in a week or two. Your average is hurting. The average is declining. You're freaking out. The wheels are spinning. Getting behind your barrel, getting your nose up there right on the plate and laying down a base hit bunt can readjust your eyes, okay? You're swinging, whether your head's pulling out, right? Whether you're moving, whatever it is, it could be a plethora of different reasons why you're not hitting the baseball, you're not getting on base, you're not having quality at bats, whatever it is. If you need to recalibrate, this is something that worked for me. You get up there, you try to lay down a base hit bunt, treat it like a sack bunt, dude. We don't have to be moving. We don't have to try to beat out a throw. Get your nose up on there. Use your barrel as a sight of like a target, a gun. Get your eyes up there, dude. Get up in there. It'll help readjust and recalibrate your eyes. It sounds crazy until you do it, and it works. It helped me out, man. Okay? Something else that can help you with bunting when it comes to getting out of a slump is that a lot of times, dude, you can make some hard contact in a slump. Stuff's not going your way. It goes directly to people. You can hit piss missiles right at the shortstop, center fielder, first base, do whatever it is, okay? You can have a bunt go off of the barrel. You can have a bunt go off of the cap. You could have a barrel jam you in here, dude, and it can take a whole plethora of different spins, top spins, angles, dude, like anything can happen. Anything can happen. Sometimes we just have to get the ball down and see it down and get like a weird bunt base hit that it doesn't normally work for us, and we're just pulling a rabbit out of a hat here in this situation, and this bunt base hit turns our season around. Dude, I've had it happen to me before. I've had it happen to me before where I tried to base hit bunt with a lefty. Okay, so I'm a left-handed hitter. I'm a speed guy. I'm a double A, and I lay down a base hit bunt with a lefty on the mound. So I'm trying to go to second base, trying to barrel it up. Dude, I hit it right off the end. It goes right over the pitcher's head, just like a little squib kick that lands right in between the shortstop, the second baseman, and the pitcher. It just blooped over the pitcher's head. Pitcher went back for it. As soon as it hit the ground, it backspun towards home plate. I was in there. It was so easy, propelled my season, got me back on track, dude. It was hilarious, and it helped me like catch momentum. Sometimes that's what it takes, okay? Base hit bunts are also important because it helps you stand out. We're in the age now where everybody drops bombs, okay? Everybody's big. Everybody's huge. Everybody has a swing coach. Everybody has a swing doctor. Everybody knows swing data and numbers and stuff. And that, dude, I get it, okay? I wasn't like that. I needed to be different. I could use my legs. I was small and I could use my legs. It was the way for me to stand out. It's how I got seen by Joe Laterio, the Wagner College head coach. Dude, I laid down a base hit bunt at a select game, and I went 1 for 2 with a base hit bunt. Ended up getting a walk-on spot at a D1 college the year following because of that bunt. Rest is history, right? Sometimes, man, base hit bunts can get us opportunity, makes us different, makes us stand out. We are going to talk a little bit about different techniques and ways to do it, okay? There is one. No, dude. There's more than one way to do it. There's more than one way to lay down a base hit bunt. Okay, so let's talk about this. Rod Carew, he was moving when he was base hit bunting. He wanted his energy to be going towards the pitcher. He would step over with his back leg. So he wanted his momentum to be going towards the pitcher so he could put the ball down and then make the quickest move to first base. I couldn't do that, dude. Could not do that at all. Whether that is your type of style, whether you're Ichiro and you're graceful, dude, it's like an art, or whether you're like Dee Gordon, where it's last second and you just catch somebody off guard, boop, run, like whatever the case is, there's more than one way to do it. You do not need to be a robot in order to lay down a base hit bunt or be effective in small ball, okay? Different techniques, different ways to do it. But a fundamental principle is when we are going for a bunt, we are trying to get this ball down, dude, we need the barrel to be above our hands, okay? As soon as we get the barrel below our hands, where does this foul ball go? This foul ball goes up. We can't control shit when the barrel starts dropping, okay? We need to keep the barrel above the hands, because once I make contact here, if the barrel's up, the ball's going to go down, okay? If the barrel's down, the ball's going to go up. We don't want a ball to go. We do not want a bunt to go up. If a bunt goes up, we are out, right? We do not want a bunt to go up. Barrel has to be above the hands. So, Dee Gordon, I'm going to continue referencing this stuff because this was like fundamental to my success with small ball. So, Dee Gordon talked about his bottom hand, dude. Okay, so when we talk about now, we want to. If we want to lay down a base hit bunt, have some touch on it. We don't want to barrel it up. We want to be soft with it. We want to finesse it, right? We want to have a good angle. We want to get the ball down, and then we want to run. Dee Gordon would take it a step further and get a little bit more advanced with it. This dude was obviously a stud, and it shows, okay? He talked about his bottom hand being able to control the firmness and how soft the bunt was. So he talked about it like this. When he held the knob firm, the ball was going to come off firm. When he held the knob or the bottom of the bat, however you want to bunt, right? So if we're coming set here, I'm going to do it righty, which is a little weird for me. But if I'm coming across, boom, barrels above the hands, whatever, however you hold the knob, dude, whether it's here, whether you bring it up like I would do, he would have his bottom hand soft. So he would actually hold it like this. And if he wanted to kill it, he's a lefty, towards third base, he would be bunting like this, dude. Look at that. The whole hand isn't even on that. So the idea is when he is impacting the baseball, say it's a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, okay, and he impacts the baseball, the impact is going to push the bat back in his hand, boom, and he wants that to act as like the brake almost, dude. So he would hold the bat firm if he wanted it to be like hard off the bat. So if we're going to second base or we're base hit bunting to the right side, you want your momentum to go across, he would hold the bat firm. When he wanted to have finesse and some touch on it and be soft with it, dude, he would hold it soft. Crazy to think about, even crazier when you do it and you realize it works, okay? End of the bat, so that's another good one, dude. So let's talk about where your top hand should go, okay? So the farther up, if we want to bunt the ball off the end of the bat, okay? So let's talk about this. This is a Dee Gordon bat, okay? Why is Dee Gordon's bat have like no cup here at the end? Why is this just Ichiro would do the same thing? Ichiro had no cup at the end of his bat because these guys wanted to bunt the ball off the end of their bat. And if we have a deep cup at the end of this bat, the more balls that we bunt off of this, the more there's going to be cracks, breaks, and stuff. These guys had no cup, dude, so they could just bunt off the end and the bats wouldn't break. It's crazy to think about, but like that's what it takes, right? Okay, so your top hand, the more you move it up the barrel, the more you are going to bunt it off the end of the bat. You can move your hand up here to bunt. Dude, it seems scary. You aren't going to bunt the ball off your hand, okay? If I wanted to bunt the ball off the end of the bat and I was holding it right here, that might be a little bit difficult, okay? So I have to account for this whole amount of bat. If I were to move my hands up towards the end of the bat, now all I have to account for is this, dude, okay? If I move my hands up the end of the bat, I have a better chance of hitting the ball and impacting it off the end, okay, off the cap where I want to kill it. If I want to have my momentum going to first base and I want to try to, bunt the ball past the pitcher going to second base as a lefty, I would move my hands down. I want the ball to come off the bat a little bit harder, use my momentum. If I want to finesse, I will bring my hands up the bat. Hold this a little bit gentle and just be beautiful with it, man. Sounds weird. Sounds weird until you try it, boys. Check it out. So, going to keep referencing these guys. Dee Gordon would come up to the plate when he knew in his mind that he wanted to try to lay down a base hit bunt, and he was walking up to the plate. He would walk like across the plate, whether he's on if he's on the third base side, okay? The dugout's on the third base side and he's in the lefty's batter's box. He's got to go across. Dude, he is looking at a speck of dirt right past the plate where he wants to aim this bunt, okay? Think about this. When you walk up to the plate and you want to lay down a base hit bunt, the wheels are spinning. You're like, oh my gosh, I got to look for a fastball. I got to look for something away. I got to look for something up. I got to look for something I can get off the end. I got to look for something that's hard, brother. Hitting's hard. Hitting's hard, and we make it way harder, okay? Let's make this base hit bunt stuff, bunting and small ball, as simple as possible. Dee Gordon would look for a speck of dirt in front of home plate, and that's what he would aim for. He just wanted that ball to hit that, okay? If you can get the ball to hit the plate or hit the dirt right in front of the plate where it's, in the big league sometimes it's soft, right? If you can get it in that soft dirt, dude, it's going to take a beautiful roll, beautiful bounce. You're going to be able to kill it. We want that first ball, that first bounce to be in that dirt close to home plate, right? Bunt, then run. This is a problem that I had. I was a speed guy. I was trying to get down to first base as quickly as possible. I would run out of the box before I would make contact with the ball, dude. So when we are talking about precision, here I am doing it from the right side again. Does not feel natural, okay? So, we want to bunt and then run. If we are running before we're bunting, the ball's coming in and it's moving at us and our head's moving and we're leaking, and dude, it's impossible. You cannot control the barrel, you can't control the ball, can't control the bat. That means you can't control the outcome. Okay? Keep the head still, bunt, and then run, even if it's a base hit bunt. The fundamental difference between a base hit bunt and a sac bunt is just the time that you are showing it. Okay? We are going to be a little bit later when we are doing a base hit bunt, whether it's we're catching somebody off guard or whatever the case is. Okay, it's just we get ready earlier and we get it out, we show it earlier. We're not fooling anybody on a sac bunt. And on a base hit bunt, maybe we have to get a little bit more crafty. Okay, the fundamentals stay the same. We bunt and then we run. Keep the head still. If you need to work on it, keep it like the sights on a gun. Okay, keep the head here. You're not going to bunt a baseball like this, but like if we're talking about keeping this like your barrels, your sights, dude, you're going to get up there and you're going to be all up in there. That's what we're looking for. Okay. This is another thing that these guys have taught me. When we talk about bunting for a base hit, you are just catching the baseball. Okay. You're just catching the baseball. Don't have to be sexy with it. You don't have to be crazy. Okay. When we talk about angles, if you want to have a perfect base hit bunt to third base as a lefty, aim your knob at the first base bag and you have a perfect angle to third base for a base hit bunt. If you want to have the perfect base hit bunt to first base, aim your knob or your cap at third base. Okay, so for a lefty, I am aiming my cap at third base. That is a perfect angle for a base hit bunt to first base, right? Obviously, you're going to move it a little bit. That's on you. But fundamentally, man, we are just catching the baseball. We don't have to jab at it. We don't have to stab at it. We just set the angle. Darren Brown, man. Brownie, I hope you watch this. I'm going to send this to you, dude. Thinking of you, bro. Hope you're well. Darren Brown, one of the best small ball experts in all of professional baseball, taught me how to play pretty much everything, every facet of baseball. But taught me the small ball game, taught me how to play, dude, lay down base hit, but all that good stuff, man. It's just catching the baseball. We set the angle and we catch the baseball. That's it, okay? So this is the bunting blueprint. So we must talk about when to do it. When do we want to break out a base hit bunt and why? Well, as you know, hitting is hard. Being good in baseball and having good stats is hard. So theoretically speaking, anytime we can do it, if we can pull that rabbit out of a hat and have that trick in our back pocket and be able to pull it out at any point in time, that's dangerous. That's beneficial to us, and that's dangerous for an opposing team, an opposing pitcher, infield staff, whatever that is. Theoretically speaking, we would like to be able to pull that out at any point in time, okay? So everybody's like, okay, it's the first pitch of the AB. This guy's aggressive on the first pitch. He's probably going to try to take a chance, okay? I would fall into some patterns, 0-0, 1-0. Dude, I'm going to try to take a chance. If I have a strike on me, I don't want to. I would hesitate. I'd be like, man, I don't know if I want to bunt, because if I foul it off or I take a chance, then I'm down to 2 strikes. I'm not necessarily confident with me hitting to 2 strikes. That's not, dude, when we start thinking negative like that, we're not going to be able to play small ball at all, let alone execute on it. So any time is powerful, dude. Any time is powerful. If you want to be a impact small ball, just dynamic player, any time is powerful. One of the coolest things that I've ever seen is a left on left bunt with 2 strikes. Kyle Schwarber. Okay, so he's with the Phillies now. Obviously, he's nasty. Won a World Series, dude. One of the best hitters I've ever seen. He's not a speed guy. He is not a bunter. But I saw it in spring training, and then I saw it in the season. This guy pulls out a bunt to third base when it's 2 strikes. If he's 0-2 against a dude like Josh Hader or a lefty that is absolutely nasty, he can't pick it up, and he's down 0-2, he is more confident in his ability to get his nose in there with the barrel and just catch the baseball and put something in play, as opposed to battling 0-2 against a slider, a dude that throws 100 from the left. We're talking about a Aroldis Chapman, something like that, okay? I saw him. I keep smacking stuff with this bat. I got to stop doing that. I saw him break out the left-on-left 2-strike bunts multiple times, and it was inspiring to me. I never thought to do that before. I broke it out in the last year of my career. Dude, it's incredible. Sometimes when we are able to break it out in the craziest situations is when it is the most impactful. That is when we are able to catch people off guard with it the most. Theoretically speaking, if you want to be an impact player with the bat and have an impact with your legs, impact with bunting, and have an impact with your small ball game, you want to be able to lay a base hit bunt down in any situation, any count, any pitcher, any infield, runners anywhere, right? The craziest players that can separate themselves from everybody else with the bat when it comes to bunting can do that, and they have the utmost confidence with it in any count, any situation, okay? Number 4, when it comes to the base hit bunting blueprint, okay? How do you practice it? What are the best practices? How do you go about doing it, man? Okay? There are a couple ways to do it, and it's not me reinventing the wheel. You guys know this stuff, okay? Obviously, machine on the field. So you can't necessarily replicate, doing it in batting practice, but that is a great time to do it. Let's say you're taking the coach is throwing you overhand batting practice on the field. You're taking 4 rounds of 5 in batting practice. Rod Carew would practice it every day in batting practice. He would end every round with a base hit bunt. He would practice it. He said he would do it in the cage, dude. How intentional can we be with that? Are we practicing base hit bunts in the cage, doing flips when we're usually swinging and ending, trying to catch people off guard with it? That's what it takes, man. It's crazy. I didn't do that. I wasn't as good as that guy. Maybe I should have done that. Okay, so we can do that in the cage. We can do it with the machine. Okay, so set the machine up. Get our bearings first. Maybe we turn it down a little bit and then turn it up when we start feeling sexy with it. We start feeling comfortable. We need to test the boundaries and push ourselves there. Machine on the field, machine in the cage. Set up targets, okay? So you use the bucket and you put it maybe 3 to 4 feet away from the line, okay? Right on the grass, maybe a foot inside the grass, and we want to aim for fair or foul. So we're aiming for the bucket or we are aiming for the foul line. When we want base hit bunts to like be impactful, we are aiming to have them fair or foul. We do not want base hit bunts to be fielded by the pitcher. We don't want that stuff to be like fieldable and him get us out, dude. That is terrible. We don't want that. So set up targets on the field, okay? Crank the machine up and set up targets on the field with the bucket of balls, the empty bucket. Hit them, bunt them, fair or foul, man. It's fun, and that really helps you lock in, okay? Another way to do it, you want to make it a little bit more challenging. Take your bottom hand off of the bat, and with the machine or coach pitch, whatever it is, bunt with your top hand. See how tough that is, but also see how much impact your top hand has, okay? So it's really going to make you focus on how you are going to hold the bat with your top hand and use that as your aimer almost, right? So like it needs to be firm, but you also need to pay attention to how you grip the bat. You don't want to hold it like this. You don't want it like this, okay? Steer and aim. Steer, aim, okay? Where are we at here? Yeah, in batting practice, dude. You're going to take batting practice before the game. Last couple rounds in BP, lay down a couple base hit bunts, okay? You might get made fun of by your teammates. Somebody might chirp you. They might call you eyewash, but you know what's not eyewash? Is hitting 300 at the end of the year. Keep grinding. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody's going to have different ways that they go about their business. Everybody's going to have different ways that they keep going about their batting practice, right? Man, if this is something that is important to you, if the small ball mindset, the small ball game, like if this is important to you, if maximizing your career is important to you, if utilizing your legs is important to you, if cashing in on those free base hits when the corners are back is important to you, if hitting over 300 is important to you, then this is a small tool that you can learn. This is a small skill, rather, that you can learn that can have a monumental impact on your career. You just need to be a little bit more intentional about it. So that covers everything, okay? So this is your base hit bunt blueprint. It is a huge tool. If you're able to pull it out on a whim, it is impactful. It keeps everybody on their toes, and it helps you stand out, and it helps you separate yourself from everybody else who is chasing launch angles, okay? we have a webinar coming up next week. If you want to learn how to dominate the mental game, if you want to learn how to stay composed, if you want to learn how to be able to control your emotions and be your most dangerous self on the baseball field, come join my free webinar next Thursday, the 23rd at 7:30 p.m. Let me know if you're interested. Drop a comment down at the bottom. Send me a message. I'll send you the link. Thank you guys for tuning in. Catch you soon.